Welcome back to Taja's Garden. I'm the gardening realtor, and if you're new here, I'm glad you're here. If you are returning, welcome back. So today I'm going to be pulling up a few of my spring plants and starting a few more summer veggies. I'm going to show you guys what I'm growing in my garden as well. I have some cantaloupe seedlings that I planted underneath my broccoli plants before I went on a trip. The broccoli plants are ready to be pulled up. The cantaloupe plants are ready for some more sun. So let's get to it. We're going to cut it right at the soil line to make sure we don't disturb the life inside of the soil. Now just break it off. And as you can see, this cantaloupe is a little bit leggy, and that is because it wasn't getting all the sun. But I'm going to fertilize it today and it should recover. And we're going to let this stump break down right here. All the nutrients that were in the roots are going to go right back to the soil. So I'm going to go ahead and pluck that flower off of the cantaloupe plants because it's not quite ready to start producing flowers. I'm going to pluck it off and fertilize with this. Mainly going to be focusing on root development and the nitrogen for the leaves. Make sure that you pay attention to the instructions on the back of the bottle. What I did was I honestly just poured it into my instinct says stop, and then I filled it up with rainwater, and that's what we're going to be watering the cantaloupe with. Now I need to go ahead and harvest a couple of onions so that my okra can have more space. The okra is looking phenomenal, and my onions are actually ready to be harvested because the neck of them have fallen over. It's my biggest one. That looks so weird.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more round.
So onions are ready to be harvested as soon as the neck of it falls over. And as you can see, that has fallen over. And there's nothing I can do about it. This one right here is not quite ready, but as soon as it falls over right here, that will signal to the bulb to stop growing. I'm going to go ahead and harvest the ones that have already fallen over. That was pretty easy. Oh, this one was flowered. I didn't mean to pull this up. I'm going to leave this one here so I can harvest the seeds from it. Let's see any more that the neck have fallen over. This one. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and clear this bed of all the onions that I've already harvested. Just lay them out so we can get a good look at them. These should not be too far behind. And then after we harvest everything from this bed, the okra should have plenty of room to go ahead and branch out. I'm going to go ahead and pull some of these weeds while I'm down here. To cure your onions, you're going to want to make sure that you put them in a cool, dark area. For me, I normally put them in my grow room, just on the rack of my greenhouse that I have inside of my house. You do not have to wait until they completely dry before using them. That's just if you want to store them for long periods at a time. You want to make sure that you allow it to completely dry, which could take about 6 weeks. But if you want to use it, you could definitely go ahead and use it fresh out the garden if that is what you want to do. Just to be able to store it, you want to make sure they completely dry to avoid molding. So we are back. I ended up having a lot of real estate stuff to do, so I couldn't finish everything I needed to do in the garden in one day. So we're going to come back and finish what needs to be done. It's starting to rain out here, but we actually have a couple of things that need to be harvested. I have some more onions that need to be harvested. I have some tomatoes that need to be harvested, peppers, cabbage, and collard greens. I wanted to go ahead and pick these tomatoes before they started cracking, but we can see that these Roma tomatoes are already starting to crack. So we're definitely going to make sure we get this today. And we also have another tomato that needs to be picked over here, and it's starting to crack too. So I went ahead and picked this one too, because since it's already starting to blush, meaning it's already starting to ripen, it's going to continue to ripen inside of the house. There's another one that is blushing too, but since there's no cracking, I'm going to go ahead and just leave it here. I'm going to go ahead and pick this Paris Island lettuce. It looks like it's starting to bolt because it's getting taller. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that before it goes to flower. I went ahead and cut this bottom part off, this root ball, and it's going to go right in the compost. So this is what we have so far. We have some more onions that need to be harvested, so we're definitely going to go ahead and get those up because we don't want them to start to rot. They're really easy to pull up because the soil is still wet. Let's go ahead and get these over here. Oh my goodness, that's a big one. Gave all of my neighbors some onions because I have a lot of onions. At the beginning of this season, I always pray over my seeds and ask God for an abundance so that I can bless other people. I believe that whenever God blesses us, we're supposed to bless other people. So now I'm going to go ahead and go inside because it's starting to rain a little bit harder, and I will just harvest the rest maybe tomorrow. It has been 2 more days. Because we were just having a lot of rain. Most of the US is having a lot of rain right now, and because of that, a lot of my stuff are just not as far along as they normally would be. So let's take a look at how everything looks in my garden. Cucumbers normally are fast growers, but mine are stuck right there, and I believe it is because of all the rain that we've been having, and I've been having a lot of mushroom growing in my garden. My lettuce rotted from all the rain, so I just broke it up into pieces and left it there, and it actually keeps the roly-polies on this side of my garden instead of eating on my little seedlings right here. I have some cabbages that are ready to be picked. They look really, really good, and I want to get these before they split because it is warming up and this week is supposed to be in the hundreds. Definitely don't want these to split on us because they look gorgeous. Now this one is a cabbage that I actually harvested about a month ago now, but I only harvested the head so that the little baby cabbages would grow. These baby cabbages are almost ready to be harvested. They're not quite ready. You can tell when they're ready when they kind of fill out a little bit more. It's almost there. They're really tiny, but I will be pulling all of these up soon so I can plant some small pumpkins right there. Here are the bean plants, and they are doing really good actually. Check underneath these leaves. Yep, they look great. Here are the cantaloupes. Look great. These are carrots. And I expect these cantaloupe plants to fully fill out this bed very soon. At least once all the rain kind of slows down and it warms up. Now this bed, I still have a few onions that have not been picked yet. They are still growing. Whenever the neck of the onion completely falls over, I'll go ahead and harvest them. This one is going to seed, and I'm going to let that stay here until the seeds are ready to be harvested. But here is a close look. I've already harvested about 10 tomatoes. After harvesting those few on camera a couple of days ago, I have had a couple of more to ripen up. We have a lot of peppers that need to be harvested. We have some potatoes that are almost ready to be harvested. They probably just have a couple of more days. This is a potato plant that I planted after harvesting some potatoes, and it has already sprouted up and it looks fantastic. We have another Roma tomato plant that I started from seed once these tomatoes got hit with that herbicidal drift. And I'm going to be harvesting these potatoes today. Here is another tomato plant. Now I actually purchased this one. This is an early girl tomato plant, and this is a potato plant that's doing really, really good. This is a cherry tomato that I purchased, and it's doing really good too. So we had a crazy storm with high winds, and it ended up snapping this tomato in half when it was about this tall. So what I did was wrap it with some twine because I knew it could heal itself because they are somewhat like us. Plants are a lot like us, and it has actually grown a lot more since then and actually put on some flowers. Since these are cherry tomatoes, I don't see a need for me to pick those flowers off because it shouldn't be too heavy. So what else is new? Sunflowers. I actually had my bird feeder right next to my garden last year, and it wasn't until this year that I actually moved it onto the other side of my yard because they were actually planting a bunch of stuff in my garden. They would get the seeds from the bird feeder, go and chill out in my garden, and things were dropped, and I was so tired of picking up unnecessary weeds. So I moved it onto the other side of my yard to avoid that issue in my garden. They created a little sunflower patch, and it's so beautiful. I just told my husband not to mow over it, just to leave it so I can see if it was actually going to become something. And I'm so proud to say that it has, and they did a fantastic job. Look at that. We had a couple that rotted in the soil because it has been raining non-stop here. Regardless of those, I'm still very happy with what we got. So this video has lasted for probably 2 weeks now. We have not had any rain for an entire week, but it's been really, really hot. So I haven't been outside. We're going to end this video with a couple of harvests from my garden. For the month of June, I have harvested something every day or every other day. It has been a lot of harvesting for this month for me, and it's been different because last year I did not have that much to harvest in June. Most of it was harvested in July. I have harvested green leafy vegetables like cabbage, collard greens. I cut the head off of my cabbage and harvested the baby cabbages. I have to harvest some more collard greens. I'm not going to do that today because I don't plan on cooking them today, so I'm going to leave them on the plant. I have harvested strawberries, lettuce, pak choy, tomatoes, peppers, the jalapenos and the Cubanelle peppers, broccoli, onions, big head onions, green onions. I have started pumpkin seeds, watermelon seeds. I've started more tomato plants because I've had issues with herbicidal drift. I've harvested Swiss chard. My flowers have bloomed and they look absolutely gorgeous. I have harvested a lot of herbs, so lemon balm, peppermint, rosemary, sage. I've also lost 3 chamomile plants because of the heat wave. It came in and just, I forgot to water them and they're just gone. I'll show you how they look. So yeah, this month has been completely different, but I'm so grateful because it has blessed me with so much food, so much experience. I've learned a ton. I've harvested some potatoes too, and I've already planted 3 more containers of potatoes. I look forward to a lot more harvest in July. So let's go ahead and finish out this video with a couple more harvests. All right, so these are Marmundi tomatoes and they are absolutely beautiful. So this entire thing is not fully ripe, so I'm going to take it inside and just put it upside down, and it'll go ahead and finish ripening. As soon as it finishes ripening, I plan on freezing it because I am using these for tomato sauce. We've got a lot of Roma tomatoes. We've got an onion that is ready to be harvested. Started this from seed. Some more tomatoes right here. And it's feeling like it's starting to rain, which I'm actually proud about because we haven't had rain in a week and I'm tired of coming out here and watering these containers. Let's get this tomato. And I'm going to grab these. Oh, look at that. This is beautiful and big. And it's cat facing, which is always interesting to me. Grab this one. This tomato plant is dying from herbicidal drift. Got another tomato over here, and this is a rainbow mix tomato. They're absolutely beautiful on it. Oh! What the freak? Where did they go? Well, that was embarrassing. Pretty sure those were stink bugs. We have a dragonfly here in the garden. I'm excited about. Let's see, we have some more onions that need to be harvested. These are extra tiny. And I have some more potatoes that need to be harvested. Here is the bed with my cantaloupe and bush beans, and they are doing wonderful. The cantaloupe is spreading out so beautifully. These carrots are just about ready to be harvested. I plan on harvesting them probably about next week. These okra plants are doing wonderful. I have harvested every one of my onions in this bed now, and the okra plants are just now starting to get bigger. I've also planted some watermelon and they have sprouted. Look at that. And that one. So the watermelon is going to shade the soil, the rest of the soil for the okra plants. And the okra plants are going to give the watermelon some shade in the afternoon, which is going to be lovely. That's not nothing. Let Amari hold the best.
Okay.
Alright, so we harvested a lot of potatoes. I did notice that these yellow or gold Yukon potatoes, they seem to grow more potatoes than the red potatoes that I have typically grown. And of course, right after harvesting, I always go ahead and start another group of them, because if not, I'll end up procrastinating and then I'll miss the window. So I'm definitely going to reuse the soil, put a little bit of fertilizer back in it just to spruce it back up, and I'm going to plant some more potatoes. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you want to be a part of an amazing Facebook community, go over to Facebook, type in Prosper and Plant, and I'll see you over there.